515 square meters, will be the central hub for our 5 channels. A place for filming, editing, broadcasting, and gathering as a community. With a cost of £1.5 million, we invite you to be part of this new chapter. Each square meter will cost £2,900, but every contribution counts. One share is £290, or even one brick is £50. Your donation will not only build this sanctuary, but also secure immense rewards in this world and the hereafter. Every show produced, every message broadcasted will be a source of thawab for you and your families. By helping us secure this building, you are paving the way for millions to connect with Karbala and the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam through our channels. Join the ranks of the lovers of Aba Abdullah. Be part of this noble cause. Donate today and make a lasting impact on Shia media globally.
Are you in court for raping English girls? You're here defending the paedophile. I'm here defending your dad. These women are here defending the paedophile. You're here defending.
We don't need a TV channel because we've got mosques.
We have Islamic centres that are always open.
We have schools teaching Islam.
Hijab is part of a school uniform.
Islam has come and it's established here in the West.
And everyone's happy.
They love us, our food, our fashion,
our culture.
The media is always on our side.
We've got plenty of English speakers, plenty of English books,
and plenty of places to go and learn in the English language.
Let's be real.
Let's get active. Be more involved.
www.imamhusseinfree.tv.
Abu Talib, why are we here?
It's simple. Let's take these 7 steps and see where it takes us. Wow, we're some nice clean shadish.
Yeah, one step
Sheikh,
closer.
Did I ask you this question yesterday? If Allah said,
let's take another step closer. Hopefully we won't have another outfit change.
Hope not. We started, are we live?
Not yet.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to 7 Steps to Heaven. What's your name and where are you calling from?
And are you ready to take on 7 questions to be on your way to Karbala?
Karbala, here I come, I'm kneeling to your son. Karbala, Karbala, Allah, ya Allah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. Welcome back to another episode. It is now the 8th night, the 8th night of the holy month of Ramadan. May Allah accept your fasts and your prayers and your du'as during these nights. I'm your host Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi and I am joined by the one and only Sheikh Ali. Salam alaikum Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing?
Wa ta'atul
alaikum Sheikhna wa alaikum. How are you doing Sheikhna?
Alhamdulillah.
That's great to hear. To the viewers at home, just a quick reminder, do send in your questions. This show after all is all about learning more about your deen, about your faith, understanding it as well. So do send in your questions, especially during this holy month. A month of learning, a month of getting closer to our faith. So do send in your questions and inshallah we all learn and we reach a higher standard of taqwa and understanding of our faith. To send in your questions, all you need to do is either call in with the number shown below, very shortly, with the number shown below, 0203 515 0199. I just remembered that off by heart. Yeah, great. 0203 515 0199 over here, or on the WhatsApp number shown below over here, 0741 509 2155. Or if you're watching on YouTube, comment section. That is where you send in your questions and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. Sheikhna, we've got a couple of questions remaining from yesterday's episode on YouTube, so we'll go through them quickly, just to show that we have not forgotten you. Any questions that you do send in, the Sheikh will answer. Sheikhna, let's begin. From YouTube, I need an injection during the holy month of Ramadan. Is that permissible?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعداء أجمعين. Injections are allowed while one fasting. There's no issue with it. And overall, they would allow it. It wouldn't break the fast.
Okay, it wouldn't break the fast. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, is it allowed for a Shia girl to be in a relationship with a Christian boy, but the feelings are not wrong, and also he said he will convert to Shi'ism? Is it still haram?
I think we answered this a couple of days ago that he needs to convert to Islam first.
He needs to convert to Islam.
To be a Muslim first.
Yeah. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if a non-believer was born from a non-believer family and lived their whole life as a non-believer, but they were good people and had good intentions, did good deeds and never harmed anybody, will they still go to hell?
Allah Azza wa Jalla would again test those who were not stubborn, were not bigoted, in other words, mu'anid, as they say in some narrations, or jahid, as the Quran states, وَجَحَدُوا بِهَا. There are those who were ignorant about the truth. And lots of people are with this mentality, in other words, that they don't know the truth. They're ignorant about the truth. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, on the Day of Judgment, He will test those individuals who died on the other than the faith of Islam. So if they pass, they will join the mu'mineen in paradise. If not, then of course would be different route. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is just, is merciful. He would not allow for someone to go to hell without showing the complete proof and hujjah. Because the Quran states, وَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةُ الْبَالِغَةُ. With Allah is the complete proof. So Allah would make sure that nobody would enter paradise or hell except with accomplishing the hujjah of Allah Azza wa Jalla on that person. Then they will be given one of these two fates, in other words. Jannah or Nar.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, earlier the Sheikh said, I believe they're referring to yesterday's episode. Earlier the Sheikh said the Imams married as soon as they reach the age of Bulugh. Does this mean that Imam al-Zamanina, Ajalallahu Farjah Sharif, is married?
According to some ulama, because as I've said, the famous hadith, An-Nikah Sunnati, it's a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There seems to be that from some statements that yes, he is married. But would the wife know that he is the Imam or no? That's something else. So we understand that because of the sunnah of the Prophet, of course the Imam would be the first person to implement the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there is a possibility, yes.
Understood. That's very interesting. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, what is the ruling on buying shares in retail companies or in insurance companies that engage in both halal and haram type business practices as per the Sharia?
Well, if it's halal, it's fine in terms of, let's say, shares which are for, let's say, food stuff, for example, and not for alcoholic or pork kind of transactions or interest, for example. So one should choose a halal business with this regard to be able to transact with the allowed or halal permissible transactions.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, I am a Danish convert and I have followed the Sunni way for 10 years and now I follow the Shi'i way for 6 years. Does my Shahada from the Sunni time still count?
Of course, if you are convert from the Sunni to the Shi'i, you still you are a Muslim, but now you have completed your Islam. So you have accomplished all the conditions, let's say, the criteria of being, a perfect Muslim, that you have now established the Tawheedullah Azza wa Jal, the prophethood and the imamah of the Imam alayhim salam, of Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim.
Salamullah
So
alayhim.
there's no issue with it here.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, where in the Quran does it exactly say that you have to wear the hijab, or is it recommended to wear?
You see, Ayat al-Hijab is very clear that they have to cover their head and part of their chest. Tafsir of this holy verse is, numerous mufassirin mention, and also you have to go back to the hadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam and Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Very clear that women used to cover themselves, in terms of the head and the neck and the chest area and so forth. So it's very clear. There's no doubt about the hijab being something compulsory and obligatory in Islam upon the woman, and the benefits that brings to the woman as a protection compared to those who in some countries you see there's violence against the woman, insults, and other acts in which we can read in the news that happens to the woman because they have no hijab. That's one of the reasons. I mean, compare it, go to a Muslim country, compare the indecencies, the attacks on the woman in somehow, and compare it. See the country that has hijab. Now, let's leave the political issues, the economical issues, but for the woman-wise, you would see that countries that they have less, let's say, or hijab is not really observed, or let's say woman is more exposed. See how much corruption is there in that country in terms of they don't feel protected when they walk out in the streets. I mean, I had a call from Karbala last night.
Okay.
At 1:30. Imagine one of the sisters was coming back from Haram. So they had an issue. They called 1:30 a.m. They walk from Haram al-Hussein alayhi salam to their hotel or their apartment.
At night?
By herself.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They had the mas'ala. So imagine that how safe they feel to walk out in the streets of Karbala, for example, with full hijab, of course, in the middle of the night, back home, without any issue.
Yeah.
So, ala kulli hal, one should look at the advantages of the hijab compared to the non-hijab.
Yeah, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, can sides be switched during ghusl, starting from the center of the body, then the right or the left?
You have to follow the sequence from the head to the neck, and then right, and then left side of the body. You have to follow the sequence.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if a scholar today suddenly received divine inspiration with new knowledge, how would we verify if they were truly given that prophethood is sealed?
The Prophet ﷺ said, "La nabiyya ba'di." There's no prophethood after me. And the Imams are 12. Imam Mahdi salamullah is the last, so nobody can declare or claim that he is some kind of divinely person. That doesn't exist at all.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, Assalamu alaikum from Germany. Wa alaikum assalam. I have a question about fasting. When should I stop eating after suhoor? Is it 20 minutes before Fajr prayer or less?
Usually they mention 10 to 15 minutes before the Adhan al-Fajr time. So try to stop by 15 to 10 minutes. That would be on the precautions or the ihtiyat side.
Okay, on the precautions. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, if time travel becomes possible, would it be haram to go back and witness events like Karbala?
Well, I have read books, one of the scientists in the UK, and he scientifically proved that the time machine to go back, that's impossible. And of course, Islamically it's also impossible. Because the time ruins and destroys what is happening now. So you can't go back. How can you go back to the time of, let's say, Egyptians? They all died and destroyed, and their houses destroyed and demolished, and the graves are now became ruined, and so you can't go back to the past, scientifically and religiously as well. That's impossible.
Okay, completely impossible. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, which books are best for beginners who want to learn about the lives of the prophets and the imams?
It depends how much you understand, let's say, in terms of reading. Is it for the kids, for adults, for youths? But if you know some knowledge about Islam and the history of Islam, basically, you can start reading Kitab Muntaha al-Amal by Sheikh Abbas Qummi rahmatullah alayhi. Muntaha al-Amal, Hayat al-Al, or something like that, the title. The life of the 14 Ma'soom alayhim salam.
Okay,
Kitab Muntaha al-Amal. Briefly.
Okay.
Nothing 2 volumes. You can easily finish it within.
What's the book again, sorry, Sheikh?
Muntaha al-Amal by Sheikh Abbas Qummi rahmatullah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikh.
The life of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam.
Yeah. We'll definitely give that a read. And from WhatsApp, how does the Quran verse 33:33 refer to the Ahlul Bayt and not the wives, when the wives are being mentioned previously in the verses?
You can easily find this out, number 1, through the tafasir. Number 2, the Quran from there's a transition from to masculine. If you see أنتم كنا كذا سنون النسوة, it's used before this holy verse, and then suddenly the Quran changes to إنما يريد الله يذهب عنكم and not عنكن. This is important. If you know Arabic, you understand this issue. So عنكم means the majority are men. Yes, Fatima is within the 14 Ma'soom, but because the 13 are men, then the Arabic language would overwhelm and would mention the men because they are the majority.
Okay.
So Fatima is with them, she's a female, but 13 of them are Ma'sumin alayhim salam. So عنكم ويطهركم تطهيرا. So it's to do with the majority, and you cannot say أهل البيت عنكم يعني نساء النبي, or the Prophet's wives. Impossible. That's wrong even in terms of Arabic syntax and grammar. So it began with كنا with the nun and niswa, but turned into the masculine to جمع of مذكر, which means أهل البيت عليهم السلام. So you cannot add wives with them. Because they are not infallible. I've said that yesterday. Ijma', there's a consensus of the Shia Sunni ulama that the wives of the Prophet are not infallible. That's important. So if you say this ayah would also cover the wives, there's a conflict between some saying, all saying that they are not infallible, and now you say they're infallible. It's a conflict. So you cannot accept the issue that the wives are within the Ahlul Bayt, and the wives can be divorced at any time. When you divorce her, she's not part of your family. So who is your family? Is you, your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter. The wife could be divorced and she goes to her family house, and that's it. You'll never ever see her, and there's no connection at all. That's it. And she's haram on you. If you see her one day in the street, you can't look at her with lust. She's after divorce, of course. That's it. She's gone. But your Ahlul Bayt are those who, from your lineage, offspring, in other words. That's what the Quran mentions about Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna, for clearing that up. Not only giving us wisdom on ahkam, but also teaching us the Arabic language as well. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I performed tayammum since I was in a janaba state about 5 minutes before Fajr. But when I wiped my head, the hair was blocking my forehead. Is my tayammum valid?
No, you have to make sure that from where the line grows, the forehead is clear from any obstacle. It's like the wudu. And then you have to make sure you wipe correctly.
Okay.
So any obstacle would have an issue, yes, with the tayammum. It's like there's an obstacle, like the wudu. There's obstacle. The water is not reaching your face, your skin. Then you have to basically do it again.
Okay.
And that would affect the salah as well.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, there was a question asked, and I said, Wallah, about the answer I gave, and that turned out to be wrong during my fast. Does my fast break and not be accepted?
No, it's not part of the fast invalidators, no.
Okay.
No, it's not part of it.
Even if you lie with using the not lie, but you didn't say the truth using the name of Allah.
One should say istighfar, number one.
Okay.
Number two, if there is, I think, oath or qasam is mentioned, like wallahi, billahi, tallahi, and you don't fulfill it, you break this oath and qasam. You have to pay 10 individuals, 10 poor individuals, fidya, or what is called kafara, for those 10 individuals. You have to feed 10 people, or you give sadaqah to 10 people.
Okay, understood.
So that's the kafara for breaking your oath or qasam.
Okay.
If you say it in this way, wallahi, billahi, or one of these three.
And it doesn't change whether you're in the holy month of Ramadan.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the fast. No.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As a revert, I have a tattoo of a Catholic cross. Do I have to laser it, or what can I do?
Yes, if you can do that would be better. If there is no harm on your body, you can try to remove it.
Okay, remove it as much as possible. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, why are people not allowed in haram relationships?
Because Allah Azza wa Jal also, as He, or let's say current rules and legislations in the countries, doesn't allow you to walk inside a shop and pick something, a bottle of drink, I don't know, a t-shirt, and walk out without a transaction. Allah wants us to deal exactly the same way. When you buy a house, you have to sign a contract that I am selling this house to this individual, and they both sign. When you rent a property, you have to sign a contract. What about the relationship between two human beings, a male and a female? You want just to walk away like نعوذ بالله animals, مثلا, without any consent, without any contract? If you want to buy chewing gum, you have to, form some kind of transaction that you pay and you get with a receipt, and you walk away, and you have the right to return this chewing gum if it was, let's say, expired and so forth. Allah Azza wa Jal created the human beings not to be like the animals. You just go walk with anyone, and every Saturday night you walk with. This is not a human life. This is animalistic life. Allah Azza wa Jal gave us the intellect, the aql, that we follow these rules. To buy a chewing gum or a chocolate bar, we have to go through this transaction to pay and receive and get a receipt and have the right to return. And so, with regards to humans, of course, this is greater and greater, because you have a lineage of human beings who will be born from this lady. If it's from out of wedlock, then that's a problem.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, I have seen owls near my home recently during the daytime. What does Islam say about owls?
They're just part of Allah's creation. What's wrong with it?
Okay.
We don't have that kind of. There's something called in Islam a tayara. Tayara means to, for example, see black clothes, for example, crows or specific, let's say, birds or animals, and say, well, today I'm going to have a bad day, so I'm not going to go out. Arabs in Jahili, they used to have these things. When they used to see some particular animals or birds, they wouldn't go out. They would stay at home. So we don't have such things in Islam at all. Whatever you see is normal, natural.
Okay, understood.
Just give sadaqah and proceed with your daily chores.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Allah Azza wa Jal.
So not even with like مثلا a black cat or anything like that. It's got
that's what I said. No.
Yeah. Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And to the viewers at home, just a quick reminder, do send in your questions and inshallah the Sheikh will answer it. Apologies. We have a phone call. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Shahr Ramadan Mubarak to you, dear brother. How are you?
To you as well. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, to the respected Sheikh.
Ahlan wa sahlan. You have a question for the Sheikh?
Yes. Sheikh, now always, with us being in the West, there's always been a question mark around istihala. My question is, which marājiʿ accept istihala, and what are the shurūt for istihala, and where does it apply? Does it apply, for example, in, the question is concerning gelatin, right? So, for example, does that apply for pork gelatin, for beef gelatin, and do we need yaqeen for istihala?
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, dear brother. Another question, 3 nights in a row. We welcome you back, of course. Sheikhna, the dear brother asked a question about istihala. How does that work, especially for us in the West?
Barakallah fiqh. Basically, istihala means that transformation from one substance to another. So, for example, we have an impure animal, let's say, a dead corpse of a dog. If this is burnt and turns into ashes, then that's istihala. From something to something else. So this animal, which was an impure animal, ayn al-najas as they say, now it's no longer that animal with the flesh and blood and bones. This is just now ashes. So this is how this kind of, let's say, transformations would make that substance which was najis into pure, for example, tahir. You don't have to wash your hand, for example, if you touch it. The like of gelatin, many ulama would not consider as istihala today because this needs scientific proofs and evidence. So as long as this gelatin, which is made from pork or non-halal slaughtered cow's bones, from in the West, for example, it remains impure and najis because now we have the istishab of the najasa. So previously it was from animal, which was haram, like pork. So it remains najis until we are certain that through scientific evidence, through witnesses, they come to the alim. They said, now we have reached the conclusion that all the gelatin in the West are made istihala. Because that, let's say, fat or whatever is made from this gelatin is actually being transformed chemically. They burn it, they evaporate, I don't know how they make it. Then the alim can say, okay, that's fine, you can consume, otherwise it's problematic. You have to at least ihtiyatan avoid it. As I've said, unless you're sure that it's there's istihala. So yeah, that's the mas'ala.
Okay,
that's the issue.
Understood.
I mean, we can use from Islamic countries like Turkey, Iraq, Iran. They have gelatin. We can consume it. That's fine. Yeah.
But in the West, no.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Just for precautionary basis.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much to our dear brother for calling in. As you have all just seen, our dear brother called in, got to ask the Sheikh straight away and got his answers there and then. So do call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or if you would like, send in your questions via WhatsApp or via the YouTube comment section, and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. To the viewers at home, we will now be going on a break, so do keep tuned after the break. But before you go on a break, wait a second, the Sheikh has something that he would like to say. Over to you, Sheikhna.
Yeah, it's from the dua al-iftitah that we recite every night in the holy month of Ramadan. There's a part of the dua interesting, and all it's interesting and useful, that we say to Allah Azza wa Jal, Ya Rab, innaka tad'uni fa'awalli ank. Oh Lord, you call me to go towards Allah Azza wa Jal, and I turn away my face from you because of my sins, disobedience. So Allah is inviting me in this holy month, but I turn away in some cases, for some people of course. وَتَتَحَبَّبُ إِلَيَّ أَفَأَتَبَغَّضُ إِلَيْكَ. And you try to attract me through different means, but I try to, again, refuse and reject. وَتَتَوَدَّدُ إِلَيَّ فَلَا أَقْبَلْ مِنْكَ. And you show love, you show kindness, but I still try to reject and not accept and avoid it. كأن لي تطول عليك. That seems that if I, na'udhu billah, try to have some kind of authority, in these things, so I show myself that some people say it's got nothing to do with Allah or religion. Nobody can force me to pray or to fast or to worship. I choose whatever I like. Some people say, even for the taqleed, I follow myself. I do the taqleed of myself. So this feeling of arrogance should be dissolved in this holy month, inshallah. And turn to Allah Azza wa Jal.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna, for the wise words. And to the viewers at home, as I have just said, we will now be going on a break. So make sure to keep tuned, stay tuned, and send in your questions while we are on a break. And inshallah, the Sheikh will answer them after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of scholars. Is it permissible to plant trees by or
was Islam
over the
established based on peace and non-violence?
Is it permissible to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim countries?
Is there an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 092155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of scholars. Is it permissible to plant trees by or
was
over
Islam
the
established based on peace and non-violence?
Is it permissible to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim countries?
Is there an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I hope that during the break you managed to send in your questions. If you have not done so, send them in now before it is too late and you will have to wait till tomorrow's episode. Or if you would like, you can call in, just like the dear brother who is calling in now. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Welcome back. Another question, it seems.
Yeah. So I had a follow-up to my last one.
Okay.
Inshallah. Sheikhna, the question is that you mentioned that we have to have yaqeen for istihala. But I know in certain, like for example, with certain stuff, you don't need yaqeen yourself. You could, for example, get khabar from like adilan, rajulan, adilan, or something like that. With this, can we take the statements of, for example, a company, or can we take, for example, the statement of, for example, a sheikh that has gone and seen that himself, and then he says that there has been istihala? Can we take that as enough credit, or do we need to see it ourselves?
Okay.
It's ahsan, brother, jazakallah khair. In such cases, because we have fatwa of the ulama today that one should avoid such gelatins to be consumed. So best way is to contact the office of the marājiʿ that you follow, or even other marājiʿ, and to explain the situation, try to provide the evidence, the scientific proof, for example, the evidence, as you mentioned, witnesses, so that they can issue a general fatwa, so everyone can benefit. Because now, for example, in the UK we have, I'm sure Brother Muthanna knows about it, that we have now, for example, beef-flavored crisps where it's vegetarian.
Yeah.
Or let's say chicken curry-flavored crisps, which is vegetarian. It says vegetarian.
Yeah.
And when you call them, they say it's purely vegetarian. It's just a flavor.
Shout out to Abu Talib.
So you can see that things are made a lot easier now in the UK, at least. That is very clear. But as I've said, for this kind of research or conclusion or findings, best thing to contact the ulama's office and talk to them and offer the evidence, so that the marājiʿ can change the whole fatwa. Because the fatwa is there, or the ihtiyat is there until there's something certain. Then he would come out of ihtiyat wujubi to fatwa that it's now halal. We have reached a conclusion that it's completely halal. There's no issue with it. So that's the best way for to come up with a general or a broad, let's say, a verdict, a ruling that we can all consume at the end of the day.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much for the dear brother for calling in once again. We do love to receive your calls, so please do carry on calling. To all the other viewers at home, do call in. As you have just seen, our dear brother called in and got his answers there and then. So do call in, and inshallah you will get your answers straight away as well. Sheikhna, moving on from WhatsApp. Seems this person has asked 4 questions. I'm gonna go one by one, and inshallah you can answer. Sheikhna, if a man and his fiancée engaged in non-penetrative actions before marriage, and the woman felt pressured or coerced, does he bear any responsibility in Islam if he now refuses to marry her due to misunderstandings or miscommunication?
I mean, the best way, because these are some kind of marital disputes, is to go back to the local mosque. There are ulama who would sit down and try to solve these issues face to face, because I can't give you an exact answer for this issue. So best way is to go to sit down with those who are experts in marital and family disputes. Sit down with them, explain the situation, how did it begin, how did it end it, so you can have let's say, a complete and perfect verdict where you have to be on safe side at least.
Yeah,
with this
understood.
regard,
Yeah. And then the second question, Sheikhna, is if a couple engaged in haram interactions before marriage, would this have any effect on the validity or outcome of an istikhara regarding their relationship? And how does one approach istikhara sincerely after such actions?
No, the istikhara is for halal things. You know, if I take istikhara that I'm going to go and have a drink, na'udhu billah, that doesn't make sense. If it's good, would you go and drink, mathalan? No. Istikhara for something reasonable, for something halal, for something that you need to do. You want to travel, you want to go to some places, you want to start a work, for example. Anything which is halal, of course, valid.
Of course.
Otherwise, for the haram, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Haram is haram. Why do you take istikhara for?
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then the third question is, can the relationship be broken on the basis of a negative istikhara? Or should there be moral responsibility to make it halal? The woman agrees to marry, but the man refuses.
I just said again, they need to see some experts in this field and ulama who are in their locality to sit down with them face to face, explain the situations. We have people who deal with, as I've said, marital family disputes. They have expertise in this field. They can easily guide you to the right place and to the right people, let's say, and then you can get even verdict if you want, with hukum, as they say, with this regard.
Okay.
When it comes to the mahar and so forth, because sometimes the husband doesn't want to pay the mahar. It's a huge amount of money, for example. So they can help you resolve this issue.
Okay, and then the fourth and final question, Sheikhna, from this person is, if the man had taken a qasam of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, pure blood, to marry the woman and now refused, what are the consequences?
You see, if you break the qasam, and the qasam is wallahi billahi tallahi, then you have to, as I've said, pay 10 poor individuals, إطعام 10 مساكين or إكسائهم. You give them food or money or clothe them. So that's to do wallahi billahi tallahi. But other than that, you have to do istighfar.
Yeah, istighfar.
The qasam shar'i is these three Allah's words. Otherwise, the rest, it's not right to break it, but just say istighfar. With this regard.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Moving on from WhatsApp, I have a friend who finds it hard to believe in miracles such as Noah's Ark and moon splitting. What would you say as to why miracles don't happen in today's world?
Well, in the past days, the intellectual level wasn't to this extent. People used to travel with camels and horses and mules and other types of animals. Now we travel with, latest airplanes, jets, and so forth, supersonic, aircrafts and so forth. So now the aql level and the level of the reason went up. Of course, there would be less miracles, less signs in which one should ponder and reflect. And that's why the Quran came as a miracle, that أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ, that don't they think, ponder, reflect. So now is the time of reflection and pondering and thinking.
Yeah.
So this individual should think and ponder and reflect with this regard. You need to think very well that how did these religions were established and brought till today except through miracles. Otherwise we wouldn't have seen any religion to remain for such centuries without a miracle. From Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they all brought miracles to their nations. Ibrahim alayhi salam and other prophets to establish Allah's religion on earth. Without it would have been now wiped out almost.
With no religion.
And if there are religions today that came out of nothing, like worshipping some kind of animals, of course you would see that only the jahil ones would follow this type of religion. So it went on because of the jahl and ignorance. So like the Jahiliyyah time, they used to worship idols and statues because of the jahl of the people. But if you're intellectual, you would understand that there's something outside this world, an unseen thing.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, what do I do if my wife wants to divorce me because I am ugly? Her father forced her to marry me.
Well, number one, forced marriages are not correct and not the right way for the one to be able to form this marriage, because without the girl's consent, you cannot proceed with the marriage. There's ishkal with this marriage. I think some would say this aqd nikah would be invalid in some cases because you're forcing the girl. It has to be with her consent. So there's ishkal in some cases for some ulama with the nikah contract itself. Is it valid or not valid? And then the woman can raise the issue to the marji's representative and to see what they say about it. What is the say of the marji' with this regard?
Of getting a divorce with the...
Whatever, they have to go back to the office of the marji' and see what they say. With this regard, Would it be a valid reason, for example?
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, my brother is traveling from Germany to London during the month of Ramadan. How can he fast?
He needs to make an intention of staying 10 days and over in London, let's say, or in whatever city he wants to go, Birmingham, Manchester, London. Stay 10 days in that city without moving outside. Next day, let's say, you stay 10 days in that city, so you can fast and pray full. That's the only option.
That's the only option. Okay.
Yeah, to stay there for 10 days.
But he can't fast while he is actually traveling.
No, if he travels, let's say the flight is 5 p.m. And he leaves his home 2 or 3 p.m. then that's after Dhuhr and Asr Salah.
Okay.
So he keeps fast. That's fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
Okay, understood.
He needs to keep it, by the way, not optional. He needs to keep it.
Okay, thank you for clearing that
open
up.
your fast adhan time, let's say, when you arrive London or in the airplane, let's say.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, is it permissible to pray Maghrib in the Sunni timings so my family doesn't find out I am a Shia?
Well, you have to pray with the Shar'i Maghrib time, which is about 15 minutes at least after the sunset. You can't pray with the sunset time. You can delay it. You can just sit down, let's say, do something else, go away from them, separate yourself from them that time, that when they pray, and wait for 15 minutes and then pray afterwards. You can't pray with the sunset time.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, is it haram to add non-mahram boys on social media and they could also see all my pictures but with a full hijab?
You see, anything that would eventually lead towards temptation, arousal of lust, emotional exchange of words, romantic words, I don't know, emotions, that would be forbidden. So you have to, plan from now as an action plan. That would this be part of the deal, let's say, when you add them in your account, or no? So what is the intention? Or sometimes it could happen afterwards. So
to avoid this type of interaction, intention.
Exactly.
Just avoid it in the first place.
Add your sisters, from the Muslim community, from the ones you know.
And Sheikhna, is that the same for the boys or the men? They shouldn't add any females.
The same applies to both sides. Both sides.
Okay.
Because this is a trap of shaitan. It's a trap. It begins with professional words, ahlan wa sahlan, salam alaikum, how are you, sister, how are your brother, and eventually it leads to some other routes and directions.
Okay, yeah, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, is it allowed to get an injection while fasting or vitamins?
Yes, you can. It's allowed. Yes.
It's completely fine.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. And from YouTube, what does it say in Shia books to do ma'tam? And how do I explain this to others who question it?
Well, I think it's mentioned in the books of Ahl Sunnah about when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was born, Rasulullah cried when he saw Hussein alayhi salam, and he foretold about the event of Karbala. It's in their books that he cried. And then if they don't like this narration for some reason, play with the chain, it's a weak hadith, for example, which is not, go back to the Holy Quran. Nobody can weaken the Quran verses and chapters. What Allah states about Yaqub when Yusuf was taken away from him, فَبْيَضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْحُزْنِ فَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ. His eyes became white.
Okay.
Due to grievance, due to constant crying on his son Yusuf, who was alive, and he knew that he's alive. He wasn't butchered like Ali al-Akbar in Karbala or Al-Abbas alayhi salam. He was alive. So by that means he couldn't see. There was a white, let's say, we call it the cataract, for example, something white substance, liquid covered his sight. He couldn't see. أبيضت عيناه من الحزن فهو كظيم. Now, would you call this some kind of wrong way of grievance? You shouldn't cry, it's not allowed. This is the Holy Quran. You have an issue, talk to the Holy Quran.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much for the explanation. From YouTube, if my mother asks me to do something that my dad has forbidden me to do, who should I agree with?
Again, Allah says, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, to be good with both al-walidain. So try to reconcile between them in somehow, to persuade them somehow. It's a difficult job, but do your best and tawakkal Allah Azza wa Jal.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I am a Shi'i convert, and my parents won't let me go to the Masjid al-Shi'a. Can I attend programs on live stream of the Imam Barga?
That was my suggestion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, use the live
that's
stream.
Completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, is it permissible to do injections during the holy month of Ramadan?
Yes.
You've answered
times,
that already many times. Sheikhna, from YouTube, I was in the state of janaba and did not have time for ghusl, so I performed tayammum a couple minutes before Fajr, but my hair went down and blocked my hair. Is my tayammum valid according to Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Sistani?
I think I've answered this.
You answered
You
this
can't
already.
do tayammum or wudu on something that is obstacle on your forehead or the place of wudu. You have to remove it.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. And from WhatsApp, can you separate your prayers? If you do, then separation time, what do you have to do to pray or make dua? As my son does it, instead of making dua, he plays games and for a while come back to pray.
Better for him to join them.
To join them together.
Yes, it's better, yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, what is the ruling on women wearing trousers that are especially wide-fitting and isn't tight on the legs? How much of my legs do I have to cover?
Well, usually the hijab, which is known by the ulama, by the fuqaha, that it's a white, white or loose garment. You know, like the chador, abaya, mantu, whatever you want to call it. Well, it's quite wide. For the trousers, I haven't seen much that where it's, you know, to be part of the hijab. But as she said, it's wide enough. It needs consideration with this regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. To the viewers at home, we have roughly 5 minutes left of the episode. We'll try to answer as much as possible, but we do apologize. We are running short on time. Inshallah, do send in your questions in tomorrow's episode, and inshallah the Sheikh will answer. Sheikhna, as I've just said, let's go through the questions quickly. From YouTube, as I understand, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is infallible. Does this mean he never made any mistake personally or just in prophethood? I am confused because of chapter 80 he frowned.
Yes, indeed, he is a perfect human being, infallible from any mistake. How can I say? The sahu is mentioned also, that even he doesn't miss anything around him. So he's a complete human being as a human, and he's also a complete, you know, yuha ilay, you know, in huwa illa wahyun yuha. So revelation would come upon him. So Allah chose a complete person who does not commit not only sins but even mistakes. He wouldn't commit them.
Okay.
We have ulama in the history that they never committed a sin. Very, you know, famous. You know, their names are famous. That they wouldn't commit a sin. They call them muqaddas, al-muqaddas al-fulan, for example.
Okay.
So you can in somehow control yourself that you don't commit even a sin. Maybe makruh, mustahab to miss, that could happen. Or mistakes, this is normal for normal human beings. But Allah purified in thorough purification, ayat al-tathir. وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا.
Yeah.
When he found out, Allah Azza wa Jalla, that they are the most capable and able of his servants, he gave them this purity and purification.
Yeah.
With their choice, of course. يعني Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with his own ability and free will, he doesn't commit a sin. على كل حال. So Allah gave them more and more.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from WhatsApp, I wanted to ask if the Sheikh could pray for me and my family. I am the only religious person in my family and I have to do everything alone. I eat suhoor alone, I pray alone, I fast alone, and I eat iftar alone.
The brother or the sister should know that there are thousands like you in the world where they are facing same situation. Living in such situation. I had a brother who came and he's only 18 and he's a new convert.
Yeah.
I met him a couple of days ago in the office and he was in the same situation. His family is, you know, very extreme and strict, non-Shia, and he's observing his tashayyu' in a secret way, of course, not open. So there are thousands like you. So tawakkal Allah Azza wa Jal and try to avoid any kind of conflict with your, if they know that you're Shia, for example, any conflicts, any disputes. And if they don't know, of course, do your best not to show it, because otherwise you're going to see difficulties. Tawakkal Allah Azza wa Jal and continue.
Inshallah, all good.
And have patience, sabr. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. When Ammar bin Yasir was tortured, and his parents, Yasir and Sumayya, were killed by the mushrikeen of Mecca, the Prophet passed through the place where they were tortured and killed, and he said, Sabran ala Yasir, fa inna mu'idukum al-jannah. O the family of Yasir, be patient, in which your fate will be paradise. So patient. The ending would be, inshallah, a good ending, inshallah, in paradise. With Ali Muhammad salamullah alayhim. Just have this in your mind that Ali Muhammad salamullah alayhim, they will take care of you, that's it. you'll have, inshallah, the happiness in this world and the hereafter.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And from YouTube, I fast during the holy month of Ramadan, and half of my day I'm in school, and there I get many non-Muslim friends who don't really respect the holy month of Ramadan and keep saying bad words in front of me. In this case, what should I do?
I think you have to approach them through the scientific research. That what are the benefits of fasting for this long hours, and you show them. Even we have Western scientists who have made research on those who fast, for example, for 30 days a year, what happens to their body, and bring these reports and show that to them that we are following the correct way in terms of the health and the well-being of our bodies during the year, rather than keep eating every day. Imagine for the next 60, 70 years, you just keep eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the years, all the way down. So you need a break. Your stomach needs a break, at least few days, a year, to have this break. So show them with scientific proofs that how it is important for the body to have a rest and a break during the year. That would help, inshallah.
That would help.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much for being with us today and answering all the questions. To the viewers at home, thank you very much for asking all those great questions, either by calling, by WhatsApp, or by the YouTube comment section. We apologize to all the viewers that sent in their questions and we didn't have time to answer them. Do send in your questions tomorrow, and inshallah we will answer them on the 8th night, on the 8th day of the holy month of Ramadan, and inshallah we see you tomorrow. There's many things to donate towards. We've got the programs, the channel, and we've got the Zainabiya complex, which you can donate. This is the link shown below is towards the channel. This link now is towards the Zainabiya complex. We will be moving to a whole new building. With your help, however, you can help us to secure the place with your donations. So do show some support. And inshallah we see you in tomorrow's episode. Fi amanillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV, without your support, this channel would never be a success. Many of you have benefited from what is really a university of knowledge, lectures, interactive programs, and of course the Shia voice. The coverage that one receives in the holy month of Muharram and Safar, of course, from the land of Karbala is witnessed by millions around the world and is vital in the upbringing of our children and the health of our households and our communities. We need your generous support. With your support, there could be more documentaries. With your support, there could be more programs. With your support, Shia Voice may come to your community. But we cannot continue this without your generous donations. In this holy month of Ramadan, a month of charity, a month of giving, a month of generosity, come together, join us on Imam Hussein TV, and generously donate as you always have done, so we may continue to provide programs which serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and of course the holy household.
Dear viewers at home, welcome to season 3 of the Shia Voice. The show where dreams take center stage, talent knows no limits.
We have a range of auditions for you.
From laughter to tears, and each and every one of you should be very proud. I appreciate those of you who've come from far and wide.
Inspiring talents of our performers.
From lecturers to Quran reciters, poetry and many more.
Each performer will take to the stage to showcase their unique talents.
I go through
Each of our judges will examine this. At the end of each night, we'll find out who is moving into the semi-finals.
It was really tough. Please do not take it in a difficult way. But there is only one who will go through from all of you.
I'm Ali Fadil.
And I'm Mullah Rashid Haidar.
In the heart of London, Imam Hussein Media Group is on the brink of an extraordinary transformation. We are securing a new home, a sanctuary named after the Queen of Karbala, Lady Zainab Salamullahi alayhi, who commemorated Abi Abdullah al-Hussein and spread the message of Karbala. This new complex, spanning 515 square meters, will be the central hub for our 5 channels. A place for filming, editing, broadcasting and gathering as a community. With a cost of £1.5 million, we invite you to be part of this new chapter. Each square meter will cost £2,900, but every contribution counts. One share is £290, or even one brick is 50 pounds. Your donation will not only build this sanctuary, but also secure immense rewards in this world and the hereafter. Every show produced, every message broadcasted will be a source of thawab for you and your families. By helping us secure this building, you are paving the way for millions to connect with Karbala and the message of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam through our channels. Join the ranks of the lovers of Aba Abdullah. Be part of this noble cause. Donate today and make a lasting impact on Shia media globally.